Welcome to another zoo tour. Today I am going to do the Uncle Iroh Zoo. Back when I made this one, back when I was playing it on a regular basis, it was to date my favorite file that I had played on. I think that I stopped playing it because it was just so big and it was difficult to manage. So I still visit it from time to time because there's several exhibits on there that I'm super happy with, and then animals there that I have several generations of breeding programs going. And so when I am building a different zoo and I'm like, oh, I wish I had zebras or something, I will just go and pop into this one and I'll grab a couple and be able to continue that breeding line and that legacy or whatever, that family group into my next zoo. So I definitely still visited this one a lot, but it's just very, very busy. And especially once you start putting in a lot more of those prefabricated builds, that adds a lot of entities into the game because each one of those is made up of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of entities, which just get real beefy for the computer to run. So I think maybe the way to combat that would be to combine them all into a single entity, but even then, I've had trouble, especially with some of the really, really pretty ones. There have been times where I've built something really, really pretty, and it just lagged out the computer real bad. Every time I would zoom down onto it, I would get stuck, and the animals would stop moving, and the guests would stop moving, and the music would get laggy. So I've ended up deleting a few things like that. So, but we'll get into it. See what this zoo has. So you can see that this one is a lot bigger than some of the ones we've already been looking at, and it is unfortunately nighttime. I'll speed things up a little bit here, see if we can get to daytime. But in the nighttime, you can see that all of these lights shine really nicely, and that was kind of my goal at the time, was like to light it up at night because the dark is so hard to see through, and it just makes it look really pretty. Oh, here we go. Call for help. Oh, and there's another one. Yep. I think it must be that like I haven't played this in a while and they've updated how high animals can jump and where they can get in and out and kinds of things, because that's just ridiculous that we just got here. So one reason not to visit old files. But this zoo is beautiful. I really built it with beauty and plants and nature and flowers in mind. Built it a little bit more sprawling compared to perhaps the last one, if the last one you watched was I think maybe the Dunder Mifflin Zoo walkthrough. It was a lot more compact, and I still used a lot of plants and stuff, but there just wasn't a whole lot of space to be able to see the grass in between. So here we've got some of those little exhibits. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, geez, no wonder. Guess we're gonna have to fix this. Yep, just haul it up. It's fine. Okay. Hopefully that has been resolved for like 2 minutes. I don't really want to pause the game because it's more fun to see the hustle and the bustle. But we've got the little exhibits here. It looks like, we're in year 120 of this, and these are the first exhibits that I just lose track of. Yeah, looks like they're all empty, but obviously the first exhibit that I put in the zoo to start bringing in guests and start making money and building up the funds to build everything else. So this would have been next. It looks like we've got 2 meerkats left in here. I remember this was a rhino exhibit first. And then when I got tired, when I moved all the Asian rhinos to the pachyderm reserve that you've already seen, hopefully. So, and I believe I had a whole troop of meerkats in here at one point, but just the 2 boys left. And then if we move to the right first, I've got nice big pathways here, and that seems to be helping with any congestion. It's a really nice sign right there. That's very nice. Big windows onto this big exhibit with elephants, African elephants again. It looks like I've got some of my Parks and Rec elephants living over here. Very nice. Yep. A big herd of elephants in here. And then a couple of family of white rhinos live in here. And back in the day, I also had zebras and giraffes in here as well. But it's pretty full of elephants and rhinos, so back in here in each of these barns, I've got a little bit of off-exhibit space that in real life is very necessary, but not really in this game. Big eatery area. I think this might be an ice cream place. Just lots of places for guests to go off and peel off the main path and do their thing. I really need to be mindful of making things like this that can take a lot of congestion off of the main path. Even though they're coming over here to view the exhibit, which is not the point at all. Alright, and then looks like the theme is changing a little bit here, mildly, to a bit of an Asian or Asia theme. This exhibit looks like snow leopards. Just the one old female living in here somewhere. And this is, there she is right there. And this is a nice exhibit. I love this big rock that she can climb all over, and then there's a cave that acts as a shelter up at the top and down here at the bottom. All of these are potential shelter options. Some of them also being off exhibit or out of the view of the public, because some animals are very sensitive to if the public can see them or not. I just love the attention to detail and all the different behaviors and animations and nice off the path area. And this exhibit is huge. I think I've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. I've got a whole bunch of giant pandas, peacocks, and the red pandas, all together in a mixed species. That is a lot. This is 100% for the red pandas. They need a lot of climbing space. And every time I put the peafowl in there, their population explodes, and it's just a pain in the butt. Having a little snooze. This is also a nice rock formation. Wherever I was getting these rock formations, I gotta keep on using those ones. And then this building, German, perhaps. Beautiful. beautiful. Very, very nice. Looks like it is a staff area that is also part of a barn. And I love a barn. Got some nice stalls. And then looks like I've got a little place that you can go and view off to this side. But this is like the main square footage. So if an animal does wander in here, it's awesome for viewing. Oh, okay, hi. But this is, the elephants eat a lot of square footage, so this is the place for them to get that. And these must be, yeah, so we've got like Fiona, so they obviously in one way or another are related to our other Asian elephants over at the Asian pachyderm breeding facility, but what else have we got? It looks like this was still in construction when I left it, because this is very clearly a themed area that isn't full yet. Got, yep, a tiger exhibit with no tigers. Perhaps I pulled it and borrowed it somewhere else. And proboscis monkeys? Is that how you... Proboscis monkeys. Looks like a small family group going on in here, an old one anyway. Cute exhibit. And then leaving this Asian area, it looks like we're going back into the African area. So if we back up more towards the entrance, and instead of taking a left, we'll take a right. This rock theming exhibit here is beautiful. I stole this, and it's gorgeous. I love it. It crashes the game when I built this. It's so big. Got a bear in here. Asiatic, or Formosan black bear. Asian black bear, really. And I like this keeper entrance, and the fact that like this is the barn area for the bears. Very nice. Bears and concrete and faux rock is a very classic combination. Over here, looks like I've got some attractions, but also a bonobo exhibit. Family group. A full family group at that. And then across the way, I have a complimentary family group, and shrimp stuck. I will throw offspring back and forth, because depending on the species that you're breeding, like say painted dogs, all of the females will leave the pack when they reach adulthood, and all of the males stay behind. And that's true in real life, but not necessarily in the game. And if I just pause that off-key piano playing. Yeah, as you should. 7 males, 7 females. 5 years-ish, 5 years. Perhaps this has been updated, but some groups, it'll say like 3 females, 8 males, or 2 males, 7 females, stuff like that. So like 1 male, 19 females. 1 male, 1 male. 9 males, 19 females. So you know the males can hang out together to a certain extent, and then they get tired of each other. You know, so like the cheetahs, it's you can have 2 males and up to 1 female. So like the males will stay together, but the females are always solo. So those are kind of some of those examples of when these bonobos are reaching adulthood. I'll swap them from one troop to the other to make sure that it's balanced, males and females, and then hopefully also balanced so that you know you're not breeding with your cousin. It's nighttime, and the nighttime is beautiful. Over here, I have stock images basically of those beautiful signs um, that they kind of were being released in. The artist was releasing them in sections, but I didn't have every single animal, so I just placed the pack over here, and then I'll pick up one entity at a time and move it to that exhibit. Absolutely gorgeous artwork. A lion exhibit, kind of over here in the middle. I had a bluey themed naming for this, but it looks like we're done breeding in here. It's just the old retired females. So kind of an ugly exhibit shape, but I really enjoy that there's viewing from both sides, and then the rock formation in the middle. I really like. I'm hoping that the daylight will come back here in a minute. Following this main path around to the left, it looks like I've got a couple more of those small exhibits and then a ride. A tram or a truck ride going through these 2 exhibits over here that I think we'll come back to. But this main path branch is the main viewing for that elephant exhibit that I originally was kind of looking from. And I really enjoyed building this, and I think that it makes people pretty happy when they're over here viewing it. A really good view at a lot of elephants. You can see where I was having a lot of trouble right here with path placement and trying to figure out how the paths work. And it is a struggle. So an up to view from high and then down low. From up high, it looks like we're looking at some monkeys of some kind. Macaques, Japanese macaques. A lot of them. That's a lot. A cute exhibit though. Very cute. And this is an example of one of those fences that like is climbable, so you have to put something on the top to keep it from being climbed, and I just think that those are ugly. I think they're ugly, and I think that if I was a macaque, I would be able to climb over this anyway. Um, so what's the point? There is quite a few of them in here. All right, and then following the tram through the exhibit, there is a wildebeest exhibit over this way, a big one. With, of course, animals sleeping on the tracks, causing problems. And it looks like I had more plans to extend it over here, or there's a second stop over here. So this gets people from the front of the zoo to the back of the zoo, and then, get to charge people twice if they want to ride it again to get back to the front of the zoo. Business, business, business. Here is another copy of that exhibit that had tigers in it a few zoos ago. And this is where I've got, looks like the only thing I have left in here is one lonely little binturong, the poor guy. But this was a mixed species exhibit at one point. Because the binturongs like to have other animals with them, I hear, based on this. Probably had sun bears, maybe Malayan tapirs in here with them. Not really enough water. Not enough water for the Malayan tapir. Moving along, here's that kangaroo that was giving us all that heartache when we first got in here. We had to raise the fences a bit. And then a staff area, all Australia themed. I must have built all this after that Australia update came out. Got a koala house. Someone else built this, and it is so cute. It was a real pain in the butt, though, to make it animal-proof, because all of these window ledges were considered climbable by the koalas, and so they were climbing out of the exhibit on all of these window ledges. But it is beautiful to have, like, this little area over here, and then this little keeper area to go behind and care for them, and all of these big window spaces, like, absolutely beautiful. Exhibit design, perfection. Kangaroos. Then on the other side of the koala house, there is a dingo exhibit, and this was also a prefab that I borrowed. Got a pack of dingoes over here hanging out. It's very nice that the feeder ball drops entire ribs and, like sirloin steaks. In reality, your feeder ball would have like kibble. Can you imagine putting raw meat in that feeder ball and then it being out on exhibit in 100-degree sun all day, and then you have to go out the next morning and clean it? That'd be disgusting. Disgusting. So, kibble. Put kibble in your feeder balls. Over here, it looks like I have, I called this Panda Nursery, so this is where I was putting those baby pandas, so that over in the bigger panda exhibit, we could breed a lot quicker. So I've got all of my sterile, old adults, and then all the youngins. Let's see if we've missed anything. That's quite a bit to have an African, an Asian, and an Australian leg, and a ride. And I didn't get distracted too much. And it's still relatively pretty. So this was a really good effort for me. It's so big that I just like dealing with all the the problems. I wasn't able to do as much building and continuing on, which is probably why I left it. But it is still a really nice one to go back to every now and again. I mean, I was here for 120 years, so a really nice something I worked really hard on. So Maybe we'll come back to it eventually, but for now, lots of big herds and packs of animals in here to draw from if we ever need it. But really nice place to visit. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.